Hey people, how are we doing this week? Today, well, we're messing with the van a little bit. So, let me show you where we're at here. I'm just going to spin you around. Now, don't worry. It's not as bad as it looks. It's not as bad as it looks. Here's what we found here. Oh. Sorry, I blew my back out the other day. And it's still not quite right. Okay. So, the other day I took the valve cover off. And one of my push rods was just kind of dangling there. So upon further investigation, I found this little bad boy was not doing what he was supposed to do. This is a lifter. This sits down and the cam pushes on this, pushes the push rod up, which makes the rockers go up and down, pushes the springs in them in, it does all the things. So I went out and I got me a new lifter. And the push rod seems fine and straight. So the problem was the lifter. So I got Buddy getting the other lifter soaking in oil, and we'll get that on later on today. And with any luck, we will have a running engine. And then once that happens, then we can carry on with the rest of it. I got a whole bunch of little things that has to be done. Like the seats, I just kind of got these seats going where worked back and forth, so they now pivot. So I have my seats can turn. Oh, sorry about that. So my seats can turn. And that one passenger window in the back there, it's this is the one they took out to do to sell ice cream out of. So this is just kind of sitting in there. So I have to find some screws, get this thing back on there. Here, I'll give you guys a little closer view. We got to get that back on there so this window doesn't pop out. And then we got to insulate in here on both doors. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the front doors or not. That back door has to be insulated. And I'm having a little water issue out the back. So, me and those hands. So, I might have to lift up the back part of the floor and see what's going on there. Well, there's no might about it, I have to do it. So I may end up having to redo part of this floor. But whatever, it is what it is. All right, well, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Hey everyone, I'm back. So, continuing on with the engine saga. Well, we got it all back together, and it runs now, and it doesn't backfire near as much as it did. But we can't keep it running long enough to tune it. So we're thinking we might have a little bit of water in the fuel. So now I have to drain just about a half a tank of fuel out of here, and hopefully I can collect some water with it. And then once we get all that out, maybe dump in a little methyl hydrate, let that let that evaporate with the water that's left in there. Throw in some fresh fuel, and hopefully we can keep this thing running long enough to tune it. It'll start and it'll run till it warms up, and then it stalls out. So we just gotta get past that. So we're thinking there's water in the tank, so I'm gonna empty out all the fuel in this gas tank, which kind of sucks. That's like $80 worth of fuel, man. But we gotta do what we gotta do. So I'll get all that fuel emptied out and get some fresh fuel in here, and hopefully we will this thing will stop giving me problems. I don't know what it is with these. Like, it's something really, really minor, and if I knew engines better, I'd be all over it. But I just never was one of my strong suits. I can do minor stuff. I can get off from being stuck off the side of the road as long as it's not too major. But you know, when you get into troubleshooting and diagnosing, it's that's a little bit of an art form for me, anyways, because I don't dabble enough in these things to know what's what. So yeah, but we're getting there, you know, slow but sure. Now we got it so that it's not backfiring all the time. So now we just gotta get it so it'll run and stay running enough so that we can tune it. Baby steps, but we're getting there, slow but sure. The rest of the van hasn't changed much. I finally got these seats to be able to swivel. Got them all worked loose and stuff, so that's good. Now I just got to that seat, passenger seat, is only got 2 screws on it, so I gotta lock that down. Yeah, and then it's just a whole bunch of little stuff. You know, I gotta check the back. I'm having a water ingress issue under the, keeps coming out from under the back there, and I don't know if something's leaking in here. I'm not seeing any obvious signs of water egress, but who knows? So I'm just gonna once I get everything out of here, I'm gonna rip up that the back part of the floor, or I'll pull up all the what do you call it, pre-flooring, I guess, the subfloor and the insulation, and dry that all out, see if I can track down where it's coming from, and then yeah, there we go. My buddy will be back in about a week or so, so then we can kind of get things started with the build. But I'd like to be able to have this running by the time he gets back, so then we can just take it out back by his shop, and that way we're not having to run 15 miles just to fit shit all the time. So it's yeah, it's something minor. I think Buddy's right. I think it's just water in the fuel. So I'm gonna find somebody that wants some watered down fuel, and it's a great thing about being here at the marina is there's enough boats with water separators on them that I'll find somebody to take this fuel, and then yeah, then we get some fresh fuel in here, and this thing should run. Like, there's not a lot to them. You need fire air, and you need spark, you need air, and you need fuel. There's not a whole lot to them, especially this one. There's not a lot of there's very little computing going on with these ones. This is pretty old school. So, you know, the saga continues. A little bit closer than we were before. But we got that lifter back in, and that was one hurdle crossed. Now it's just the other one, the fuel. Get this fuel thing figured out, and I don't see any reason why this shouldn't run. So yeah, I guess we'll go from there. So we'll talk to you guys in a bit. So I was messing around here with this a little bit, and then I discovered that's not loose at all. Yeah, and you know, people who are thinking about doing this and buying one of these old vans, you got to keep in mind you're gonna have to do some work. This thing is going to be a work in progress for me for probably the next year, because once we get this engine going and I can drive this thing, well, then I gotta, you know, then there's a to-do list on top of building this thing out, just to keep this thing roadworthy, right? The steering will be next, because this is pretty loose. That's got to be 1.5 inches of play there. So I could see a new steering box in my future. Tires, maybe some front end parts, tie rod ends and stuff like that. I don't know, we'll have to see. But just remember, people, if you're gonna do this with an older van, this is you better like fixing stuff and troubleshooting stuff, because it is a whole bunch of that. You know, steering, I've never driven this thing, so I don't even know how it drives. I don't know how it goes down the road. I don't know if any of the signals or lights at work. I know none of it. We'll be figuring it out as we go. So, you know, as I keep saying, the adventure continues. But, you know, we'll get there. You know, one issue at a time. You know, yeah. Once I get this going and I can see how it drives, then that will dictate what gets done next, right? If the steering's not that bad and I can live with it for a little while, I don't know. We'll see. We might have to get that done next. That might be the next thing to do on top of once we get the engine done, is work on the steering. But you know, I've had vehicles before with that much play, and you could still drive them down the road. They were fine. You know, it's just a matter of what you're willing to tolerate, right? So, yeah. You know what they say? If you don't mind it, it's not a problem. If you don't make it a problem, it's not a problem. So, you know, I might be able to live with it, I might not. And then there's some little fixes like the door. The windows work, but the power lock doesn't work. I'd really like to have that power lock. So, you know, I'll just track one of these down and see if I can get, well, first I'll take it apart and see if it's the actual switch. Maybe there's a wire disconnected or broken in there somewhere. I don't know, we'll have to figure it out. But, you know, it's a labor of love. And, you know, even if you have a house, you'd be doing stuff to your house. You'd be renovating shit and upgrading shit, and Same thing, just on a smaller scale, right? So, yeah, we're getting there slowly, one little bit at a time. Yeah, fun. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Let's try that again. We have a running engine, people. It actually doesn't sound too bad. Now we just got to deal with this fuel thing. Tune it. Yeah, sounds good. Little steps. We're getting there. Did you hear that? It lives! Yeah, we're closer. We're getting there. Yeah, this thing's gonna rock and roll when I'm done with it. Take a little time, take a little money. We'll get there. Fucking A. Yes! Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Hey people, so there we go. We got a running engine. So now, instead of draining all that gas, I'm just gonna throw a gallon of methyl hydrate in there, and that should help evaporate any of the water that's in there. I'm not quite sure exactly how that works. It's some kind of scientific shit, but truckers use it, so I know it works. So, yeah. So now all we gotta do, you guys, I didn't catch it on camera, but I started again. I took my foot off the pedal, and it just sat there and idled for like 5 minutes. So perfect. So now we can throw a decent tune on it, time it properly, and adjust the carburetor and get it all tuned right. Then we're rocking, right? Then it's just you know, the next thing on the list and the next thing on the list, and keep on hammering them out until we get it to where we want it. So yeah, here we go, a little closer than we were. Yahoo! All right, people, I'm gonna leave this one here. I got a couple more subscribers, so I think I'm up to 123 now, I think. I appreciate you guys so much. You know, my subscribers are everything. You guys will dictate what happens. So, you know, I appreciate you so much. If you guys want to leave a like or make a comment, tell me I'm an idiot, tell me I'm smart, whatever you want. That would that would entertain me, and you know, it would help the channel. So if you want to leave a like, I appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. So on that note, I'm going to leave this one here, guys, and I will see you next week. And remember, keep smiling. Makes everybody wonder what you're up to. See you, everybody.